On today's show, we're hunting in central Kansas on the Yarmer Farms. This is an early muzzleloader season hunt, hunting with my good friend Brooke Lawson on some property he's been hunting for years. This is a show you are not going to want to miss.
That's good stuff. That's good TV, that's quality TV right there.
There are so many special things about this hunt. It's definitely the funnest hunt I've ever been on because it was shared by 3 good friends. This is the hunt where the Flori-Lina boys began. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions that we're glad to share with all of you.
It's September the 10th and we are finally in Kansas. I have been waiting on this hunt for a long time. Barry and I landed here in Kansas a few hours ago, met up with Brooke, and we're going to go glass a little bit this afternoon. You're looking at this land right here. It is very deceiving. When you be looking at it, it looks like nothing, but they'll drop down into a big creek bottom or big old draws with hardwoods that you can't see from the road. So we're gonna go set up this afternoon, see what we can see. If we can get us on they got 2 afternoons to set up in glass. Season comes in on Monday, and if we can get on a deer, pattern one here early season with this early season muzzleloader. If we can get on one early, we know what to do come Monday when the season comes in. Let's go get set up and see what we see this afternoon.
Day number 2 found Brooke and I back in our cedar bush overlooking the pasture, while Barry was in some hay bales with some up close and personal action. The first few days, the movement seemed to be awful slow, but on our 3rd afternoon hunt, this was all about to change. Getting all tingled up. Best stuff on the market, no doubt. Old Mr. Weatherman said that the wind wasn't going to switch to the north until later on this evening. Well, guess what? It switched to the north. So where we were at, we were dead meat. So we grabbed everything up and we took off down here all the way across this field, and we got up on this little knob here. It's like it was perfect for us. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to set up. Those deer come out of that milo yesterday, and they're coming right down this cut. So what we're hoping happens is they come out of that milo and do exactly what they did yesterday. And they feed right down here in front of us and come to this cut. And we're gonna set up here on this knob, lay out prone and see if we can't get a shot. So we got our fingers crossed this works. Desperate times take desperate measures. So here we go, let's see what happens.
we had a walk of shame back across the 1,000-yard hayfield. What can I say? We had a beautiful buck come out there. He didn't do exactly what we wanted him to do, but he did close enough to it. And I was messing with my rangefinder right before he come out, trying to get the thing to work. It wasn't reading right. And he pops up, and I had to drop my rangefinder. So he's walking along the edge of that milo field, and I'm thinking 297. I'd ranged something earlier, 297, so I'm thinking it was 300 yards from where we were at to where he's at. So this gun, it's got reticles on it. I had the 300-yard reticle on it. It had a perfect squeeze. Shot felt great, and just shot right over his back. I mean, the bullet went out into the milo field. You can see the footage. The deer turns, looks out in the milo. He's not spooked. I'm able to reload, but it's just we can't get on him again, which is a good thing, because if I would have got on him, I'd have shot the same crosshair, and we'd been in the same boat again. But anyway, the deer turned out to be 266. I got the rangefinder to work, so I needed to be on number 2 crosshair instead of number 3. And the deer's not spooked at all. He walked down the edge of the milo field, back into the milo. So there's several bucks over here other than him. We've got, what, three more days to hunt. So maybe it'll happen. Let's get in the truck, about to get us something to eat, and we'll try it again tomorrow. Well, next to the last hunt, and I'd say the wind's kicked up again and it's got hot. 90 degrees. But unlike back in the Carolinas, there ain't no humidity out here, so it's warm, but it's not unbearable. So we're doing an interview out here at the truck, because once we get in here to the blind that we've made in the milo, we're gonna get in there and be quiet. That buck we're after is bedding out in that milo. He could be bedded 300 yards, he could be bedded 100 yards. So we're gonna get in there and be quiet and get set up, and hopefully he'll stand up at a decent time tonight and give us a shot. And we put that sucker on the ground and get him up close for you. Let's get everything together, get in here in this blind. Right here at the corner. I can't shoot him right there. I can't shoot him, hang on. Jump, you guys, jump. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yeah. Thank you, Lord.
I knew if we stayed with him, he'd come out.
Oh, my heart's beating like crazy.
Oh, God. He did where he laid, man. Good job, man. That's a good shot.
Thank you, Lord.
That was a great shot.
Thank you, Curry. Thank you, Curry Dyer, for giving me this, loaning me this daggum precision piece of machinery right here. Whew. I almost shot him in that corner.
Yeah.
And the thing was sitting back.
Well, he just stayed on that side of the fence.
He come and jumped in.
I knew he was going to jump out there. I seen that other buck coming.
give this baby some time. As you can see, that first shot we connected knocked him down. We was over there doing our high fives, slapping backs, hugging, and dang if this sucker didn't stand up. These deer in Kansas are huge, and they can tote a huge bullet. That's a 50 caliber bullet. That sucker stood up. We reloaded real quick. I got another shot in him. I feel confident about the second shot as well. So we got a good blood right here, where we knocked him down originally. We've seen him jump the fence. We'll go over here and see if we can't pick up some blood, see if we can't get our hands on this Kansas giant. What an end to a storybook. I mean, you couldn't script this any better. We saw this deer for the first time Tuesday evening. Come out here with several other deer. Of course, you see what happened earlier in the show. My rangefinder messed up. I thought he was further than what he was. I ended up shooting over this deer, but it didn't spook him. Deer had no idea where the shot came from. We ended up letting him go. We saw him again yesterday. We could have took a shot at him, and it just was not. I had to shoot through Milo, so we elected to let him go again, knowing that he's living here. Come back in here today, got in here early, got set up, and I don't know. The good Lord was looking after us. That's all I can say, because he came out of the CRP to the Milo, came all the way down to the corner of this field and jumped into the pasture here we were sitting on. I made a 200-yard shot and dropped him. Had to do a second follow-up shot because these things are just so big, man. He got up and started to walk away. And they're just this. You can see this deer is probably pushing 300 pounds. I mean, the mass on this thing is just outrageous. But I'm gonna tell you something. I owe this hunt to a lot of people. And first, Brooke Lawson.
Congratulations, man.
I love him like a brother. Chad Gainey. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here with Brooke. Barry Burnett, my cameraman, my co-worker, filmed the whole thing. And Curry Dyer for letting me use that 50 cal custom Parker smokeless muzzleloader. And this is the third time I've hunted Kansas, and the first time that I've brought a buck back to North Carolina. And I can't tell you how happy I am to bring this buck back to North Carolina, boys. Let's get him out of here and go celebrate.
Congratulations.
That's good, man.